Hey guys, so in this video, I'm going to be discussing the Flash Season 8 news that we got a couple hours ago in point in time we're recording this. If you enjoyed the video, hit the link down below, Sky, if you're new, and we're going to get right into it. So this is the second video of today. I've managed to upload twice in one day, more than I've been able to in the past week. So, if stuff happens, I do a video about it. That's, how this works. If nothing happens, it's going to be a while. But second video today, first video, if you haven't seen that yet, go watch it. We learned a certain two people will be in season 8. In the same episode that Jessica Parker Kennedy is returning as Nora West Allen, aka XS, 8:15. She posted on Instagram today talking about something very serious, so if you want to go learn more about that, I do recommend watching it, because it is a very important message. Of course, no one's worrying about it because they're all focused on her being on The Flash again, but it is a very important message, so go watch her post and actually listen to what she has to say, instead of just, looking at what she's wearing and her saying she's on The Flash, and, she was in that suit, by the way. That came off anywhere near wrong. You're seeing on screen right now just go watch and listen to what she says, because it was important. I feel like no one really listened to it because everyone was focused on her being on The Flash, which was kind of bad timing, but whatever. Her trailer was seen on set for 8:15. The same time we found out about the newspaper article, which I talked about in my last video. Go watch that. So, it's interesting because you have to wonder if Bart's going to be in this. Now, I don't think he would be, but Jordan Fisher, who was on Broadway, it was told that he was done now. So he does have free time. So he could very well appear in season 8. I just don't think it'll be 8:15. Now, I didn't know this point in time we were recording the last video, but not only do we have Godspeed, Zoom, and Nora showing up, we also have Dion. And it looks like this is before, Excess, Godspeed, and Zoom show up. The timeline changes. Something happens. There's a newspaper article that shows, 7 people dying in the Star Labs explosion, or something along those lines. And then we see the newspaper article, Zoom and Godspeed, which again, I talked about in my last video. So if you watch it, thank you for watching this one too, and you know what I'm talking about. But it's going to be very interesting to see. We get Excess, where's Bart? You know what I mean? I think we're going to either explore that, or there'll be some excuse for Bart not being there. Because we are in a new timeline, from what it looks like, a version of a new timeline, where either A, Zoom never died, or Zoom and Godspeed both teamed up in the present day and destroy Central City from the bottom up. Now, Excess coming back, you would think her main purpose would be because of Godspeed, I would assume. And again, if Godspeed's involved, where's Bart? They made a big thing in season 7 about Bart being connected to Godspeed on several levels because of what happened with Jay, the future version of Jay, with him and Bart, and then Bart being the adversary to Godspeed. That was a big thing in season 7 with the Godspeed arc. So, you have to wonder where the hell's Bart. And again, he could show up. I'm not saying he won't, but maybe the timeline changed and he's not here anymore. Maybe Barry's gonna die in 2024. You know what I mean? Because if Barry dies in 2024, Bart's never going to be born. It'll be that whole thing. So, are we going to go down that route now? Are we going to say Barry's dying in 2024 again? After, 2 years? And it never happened? What are we doing? It would be interesting to see if we go down that route. But all we know right now is that Excess, Godspeed, and Zoom, and Dion are all returning 8:15. And there's 18 episodes this season. I didn't know that prior to last episode. Thank you to, You know who you are. I'm forgetting your name. I'm sorry. Thank you to Luther G for mentioning that in the comment section of my last video. I didn't know it was confirmed 18 episodes, so thank you to you for mentioning it. But considering they're on 8:15, we know 8:14 is like going to be a sad episode overall because there's a funeral scene. We have no idea who dies. But another thing is that there aren't that many Team Flash members on set, apparently. Like, all these actors are taking breaks now or something, so they're not showing up, but it's like the worst time for them to or something. Like, they're just not there. So you have to wonder, obviously they're going with Barry dealing with on his own, which is what we've been wanting. Of course, unless, we really want Team Flash to help Barry, which you think he would. Although the only person who would really be able to help is Frost. And, we all know how Frost deals with speedsters. So, not very well. So I think bringing in Nora obviously will level the playing field a little bit. Not fully, but... And also, we have to consider here, could Jay come back? Could Wally come in? Because Eric Wallace is directing the episode. He's directing 8:15. And I think we all know why, because of Zoom. He brought Zoom back for a reason. He's directing the episode. I mean, he said so however many times he's going to come up with a good way to get Zoom back in. So you know it's going to be good if Eric Wallace is doing it. Because he proved that this season that he does know what he's doing now after 2 years. Although he did get screwed over with COVID, so. But the point is that you have to wonder, like, where are we going with this, right? We're bringing in all these characters again. We're bringing in Nora. I keep thinking about Bart. I want Bart to show up. I don't know why. I can't picture XS showing up and not Bart, because they're so, like, tight and connected to each other. It's like, if one goes, the other one's going. You know what I mean? I don't see it being the case where, XS is throwing himself into danger, and if Bart's can go, he won't. No, that's not happening. They showed it on season 7. The only time XS was alone and away from Bart was when Bart was in a coma. And it only lasts like an hour, if that. Like, however long the show went on for. But, I mean, it wasn't that long. And then they were like shoulder to shoulder pretty much. Or at least when they were in the field. And we know XS is going to be in the field because she's in her suit. She wouldn't be in her suit if she wasn't going to be in the field with Barry. So I don't see it being the case of, let's bring XS back but not Bart and just go against everything we brought in season 7 with XS and Bart being shoulder to shoulder, not leaving each other's side or anything. I mean, if Bart knew Godspeed was in the present day destroying the city again, trying to kill Barry with one of his worst enemies, you would think that Bart would want to come back. So they're going to have to do some really good explaining on that part. I think for me, as a viewer, they have to explain that a lot. At least give it a good excuse instead of, he got busy doing something else. No, that's BS. You need a good excuse if Bart's actually alive now. Because again, who knows? We're like in new territory in this episode. 8:15, it looks like. Like, we're bringing back Zoom, we're bringing in Godspeed. More than likely, it's Thawne's plan. I don't see this going any other way than Thawne being involved. I think somehow, some way, and someone mentioned this on Twitter that I saw, maybe Thawne gets his speed back by Barry. Barry gives him his speed back because he needs help to stop these guys. But I think we all know that Thawne's either A, the one who planned it, or B, is going to, get his speed back one way or another and going to destroy Barry. I think that's going to be the point, because we're obviously not done with Thawne. Jesse O. Martin even teased that, who plays Joe West, teased that Tom is not done playing Thawne. He's going to come back, and better than ever. And obviously, this would be it. This would be the time for them to bring Thawne back with full speed, even close to the Barry speed, if not equal. Make it like in the comics, and you have 3 of Barry's worst possible enemies, 3 psychopathic murderers who've all killed someone close to Barry. If you want to bring in our speedster, bring in Red Death. But I think what we are looking at is it being a speedster, everyone. A speedster kind of war here. And I'm not talking about season 7 crap. I'm talking about like Barry, Excess, maybe Wally and Jay fighting Zoom, Godspeed, Thawne, maybe Red Death if he's the next villain that we're getting after this interlude before 814 or whatever next, storyline starts at after the next one. What we know is we're getting a new villain like 810 or something, I think it was. And then we're going to 813, 14 for like the returning villains. I think there's all going to be one big story, which I wouldn't mind that, honestly. But that's just what I'm assuming. I don't know when the interlude ends. I just know 806 is an interlude because there's no way it fits in the story. And I'm assuming probably 807 will be too. I have no idea. That's my assumption because from what it looks like, 806 will have nothing to do with the story. So let's just consider that an interlude, which might not be bad. Who knows? But we are getting Bart in that. So obviously they're bringing Bart back into season 8. Is he going to be in 815? I wouldn't like him to be, but then again, who knows? As I keep saying. But the point is that I think this is like a Godspeed redemption arc. Like, they're really going all out with this, and I like that they're doing that. It just should not be like the Godspeed war all over again, which it doesn't look like it will be. We're not getting like 20 different Godspeeds fighting Barry, Excess, Bart, Jay, the Speed Force, Iris. We're not getting all that, or we shouldn't be. We're getting Barry, Excess, maybe Jay, who knows, fighting one of all of his worst enemies, Thawne, Zoom, Godspeed. Again, probably Red Death, and maybe a couple other people show up for the villain side, and who knows for the hero side. But like I said earlier, this would be a good time to bring Wally in and Jay back. Jay's already going to be in 806, so who knows. But I think it would be a good time if they wanted to make it a Godspeed redemption arc, to bring in Wally, because everyone wanted Wally in season 7. We didn't get him. Even though they mentioned why he was gone, they obviously, couldn't get him there. And he did say he wanted to be in a future season of The Flash again. So this would be the time. This would be the right time. It would fit perfectly. Barry needs help. Obviously, Kid Flash fought Zoom before, so he knows on some level, or he's dealt with Zoom. We didn't fight him, but he dealt with Zoom before. And it'll be the first time we actually see Kid Flash fighting Zoom. And I think that would be pretty cool to see, especially since, last time we saw Wally, he was almost as fast as Barry. But then again, that was before A, he got boosted, and B, he was losing his speed. So, but then again, Wally was too, so who knows? I think Wally's a lot faster, but again, we have to worry about what timeline Zoom's coming from. I talked about in the last video. You watch it, you know what I'm talking about. But I do think that this episode's going to be amazing. 815, 814. I'm not going to talk about 816, 17, 18 because we haven't seen anything yet. But the last several episodes, the back half of the season, I'm not going to even say anything about 806 because I don't know. I'm like 50-50 on it. But like 810-ish to like 8, the rest of the season sounds amazing. And just what we're getting already with Eddie, Ronnie coming back, and then Zoom and Godspeed coming back. Which, yeah, by the way, you have to remember Eddie and Thawne, or Eddie and Thawne. Eddie and Ronnie, do we know if they're in these episodes? Because if they are, that's going to be a big thing. Zoom, Godspeed, Excess, Eddie, Ronnie. All these people in one, probably Red Death if he's showing up, which I hope to God he is. Could you guys imagine that? That would be a lot. It'd be pretty cool, but, who knows where this is all going? And I am curious to see, like I said, could this be leading up to either A, the Flash Final Crisis, or B, inevitably Barry and Thawne's final fight where Barry vanishes in 2024, Bart's never born, and it leads to this whole thing. We could be looking at that, and I think that's interesting to be looking at because Nora, XS, I'm pretty sure is supposed to be born in 2022. That or last year, but it never happened. I don't remember. Does anyone remember how old XS is? She's older than Bart. I don't remember how. It's like 10 years, isn't it, or something? I don't know. I just remember Bart's born in 2030. I think we figured out. So obviously if Barry dies in 2024, that's not happening. And they're in 2022 right now, I'm pretty sure, unless they changed it, but, you know, Nora would need to be born soon here. So, but, unless they're just not going to make XS born at all, and just, you know, Barry dies and there's no more XS or Bart, who knows? I'd be surprised if they go down that route, but I think we are looking at a new timeline. As I said, it matches with Zoom coming back, with Godspeed coming in, XS coming back without Bart, which makes zero sense to me, but he might show up. Who knows? I wouldn't mind seeing that suit again, but I like that suit. I don't know why, but I just like it. But yeah, that's what I'm just thinking. Unless, you know, Bart's not born anymore, like I said. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Let me know in the comments down below what you're thinking about all this. I have a big video, which is why I did this video. And I'm releasing it tonight. Second video of the day. There's a reason for that. It's because I'm working on a big video. As I said twice now. I'm working on a big video 3 times. That I'm not really going to talk about, but it's a big video. The fact that I said it 4 times is a big video 5 times now. To really say something new. So keep an eye out for that. It'll be out more than likely either Saturday or Sunday, I would say. And if I'm really lazy, it'll be out next month. Next month for sure. It'll be out by next month. I'll say that much. More than likely. Unless I get like super lazy and don't want to do anything the next 2 days for YouTube, then, you know, it won't happen. But, well, it'll happen. It'll take a lot longer than I want it to be. Who knows? It might be out tomorrow if I have free time. Who knows? But yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now. That's why I want to do this video and get it out there, because I want to put a lot of my time into this. The big video, as I said 7 times by now. 6 times I can't count, apparently. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Have a good night. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay safe. Bye, guys.